Hello everyone, Railgan here, today with a very special game because it's neither me playing nor another Zerg playing. As you can read by Cody's message, today we're having a look at a game played by the Maphacker Nathanias. Now this is not the North American streamer caster Nathanias. This is some 5.8k. This guy is on 5800 MMR and he's a known Maphacker on the European server. I'm going to show you guys on this replay how blatantly this guy map hacks, yet he's still allowed to remain on the ladder. Right, so it's also going to be a little bit of a longer game, so I'm speeding the early part stages up a little bit, right? The SCV comes, and he knows the SCV is coming, so he keeps sending the SCV to try and block. Cody is like testing him a bit as well, right? He's like, because Cody is like, well, is he really map hacking? So he like tries to poke a bit with his SCV to get some vision and some attention. Like, he sends his SCV, the other guy immediately sends the SCV to move Cody's SCV, right? The blue guy is the map hacker, the red guy is Cody. Right here, this was the very first thing that was kind of blatant, because I'm not a TVT specialist. But how often do you see this move where your opponent sends one Reaper and two SCVs down? Keep in mind, he has zero map vision, right? He doesn't even know, at this point, he doesn't even know if Cody floated his base over here, right? Basically. But he sends a Reaper and two SCVs down here. We're watching this from his vision. Now, watch where he moves them. SCV is coming, he instantly attacks. Like, he was instantly ready. Reaper perfectly positioned. Now, does this make sense? I mean, yeah, Cody sends... of course, like, this is not a normal response, because why the hell would you do that? One SCV and the Reaper is more than enough, but this guy doesn't have the mechanics of Cody, so he has to rely on other features. Cody could have also gone with the Reaper into the main. Everything would have been completely undefended. But he knew that Cody was going to attack him here. So he's more than ready. So here, he didn't have his Hellion out in time to deal with Cody's Reaper Hellion combo. This right here is this is not that unique. Like, this happens sometimes in TVT from what I know, where Cody was a little bit over aggressive and lost his Hellion there. But the next move is going to blow your mind. So our Terran map hacker Nathanias, the map hacker Nathanias knows that Cody is going for Reapers, right? He already saw two Reapers. Cody is in fact going for the triple Reaper. Now watch the response of our map hacker here. Watch where his army is moving. Zero map vision, right? Cody sends 3 Reapers here. What does the Terran have in the main? Nothing. Not a single unit is in the Terran main right now. Like, this is not... I mean... This is highly unusual. And as you're can probably guess, makes Cody... Cody is slightly angry. And... Now, there's still a possibility that all of these were just coincidences, right? Even the next couple moves that are going to happen, you could say, well, I mean, maybe this guy's just really lucky or like gambles really hard and all the stars aligned and he knew Cody was going to walk up exactly this ramp with his 3 Reapers. You could like try to argue a lot of things. Now Cody, knowing that he plays against a map hacker, has to come up with a strategy. How do I defeat an opponent that sees every move I make? Cody comes to the conclusion, well, I'm going to leave tanks and marines at the front and just patrol this area with all my Vikings and Ravens. Now, this is interesting. Cody sends 2 marines up here. A marine and a siege tank go to intercept them. He of course did not see the marines move out, yet the interception was perfectly ready. Now, you could say, well, I mean, the Terran has like all his tanks over here. Why don't I just go for a drop? No. Our Terran opponent knowing that a drop wouldn't make sense, is splitting out his units. He doesn't even know that Cody took his natural expansion. I mean, he assumes, right? He can like determine that he took it, and he moves into it. 0 scans, no clue where the tanks are, nothing. He imagine innovation, move command, moving. Let's just call it moving his army into sieged up tanks at the Terran natural without scanning. We would call him insane, right? But I mean, once again, could have just been a really gambly move. The snipe on the Marines, lucky, right? Like denying the scouting, could have just been a lucky move. It's going to get more interesting though. Watch this move by the Terran opponent. Cody is going to send out Marines, right? Just in a sec here. Watch this. It's going to send 1 Marine north, 1 Marine south. To get some scouting intel, right? He built sensor towers so he can know where his opponent's army is. That's going to send them out here in a sec. We're going to check the Terran's response. Marines are coming. Terran immediately moves towards them. Now watch this. Another Marine is coming here. We're going to watch this from the Terran point of view.
Command center.
He selects 2 Marines and stims them down before he knows the Marine is coming. Because I mean, was obviously Cody was. You could still be like Railgan. Why are you trying so hard to sell me that this guy is a Maphacker? Going to get even more blatant. If a Marine going to the north, Terran responds. Watch it. Sends his army. He sends his entire army up here. Now, he sends his entire army up here, except for this small part of his army that he sends down here to intercept this Marine. So, and then he stims and snipes the Marine. And stims and snipes that Marine. Okay, but I mean, at this point I think it's safe to determine we're actually fighting a Maphacker. Now, of course, like the 2 Marines are ready to intercept. Yet this Marine, Cody was like, well, I mean, if what he's going to do is try and snipe all my Marines, I'm just gonna send them out non-stop, and let's see how good he is at killing Marines. Now watch them go into the top. I mean, okay, I'm not trying to make a case here for him. Like, he's going to send Marines to the top right to kill a scouting Marine. And of course, Cody is sending out so many Marines that he cannot catch them all. Because this guy's playing with like 166 APM. Now this move here is going to almost be game ending. He didn't know that Cody's army was here because he has no vision. But he stims up, and the moment Cody unsieges, he moves his army back down. Cody moves down here. These are all Cody scans, right? Cody sieges up. And now, let's watch this from the Terran point of view. He stims his army. A moves in. The moment now, let's watch this from both persons' point of view. Cody unsieges, he instantly stims and A moves in. And he has so many Marines, he almost kills Cody here. Our Terran hero is falling apart against the evil Terran. Again, we have some Viking battle here, but here we can again see, like, he has 5 tanks and he's fighting against 2 tanks, but he like somehow manages to lose this fight. It's quite perplexing. He knows there's nothing here, so he goes for the drop, right? But the problem is, like, even though he knows everything, his decision making still isn't the best. Like, he puts all his Marines up here, and Cody just flies his Vikings down here and kills all the tanks. Because I mean, what are siege tanks going to do against Vikings landing on top of them? Well, not so much. Drop in the main got cleaned up by Cody. Now he's going in to clean up this army over here as well. And then we're kind of in an okay spot. Terran still has, the Terran opponent is still on 4 bases, but very hard for him to keep up with Cody. Now, imagine knowing you have this 4th base and the planetary here, and then you move your entire army into the natural. The moment Cody moves up here, the moment Cody turns around, he unsieges his tanks and goes back down here, right? I mean, it's very obvious that this guy's map hacking, so I'm not gonna. So instead of trying to tell you guys while we're playing against a map hacker, I'm going to try to explain you guys how Cody beats this guy now, right? That's what's more interesting. We learned he's a map hacker, so how do you beat the map hacker? Step 1, we build a lot of sensor towers. Step 2, constantly scan where the Terran opponent is going, and then try to divide his attention. Right, he goes for a push down here, the Terran opponent immediately goes for a counter. Cody has a nice siege up position here. Drops him in the main base. Vikings over here, scouting the tanks. But the Terran opponent, being the genius player he is, of course knows that Cody's entire army is at his 3rd base and just walks into Cody's natural. No scan, nothing, just walked up there. Cody has to scan here a bit. But down here we still have a push raging on. He eventually manages to clean that one up, that's very good. We still have the planetary down here. Planetary gets killed by the tanks because he ran out of minerals, so he couldn't repair anymore. It's lost. Blue Terran actually lost 4k more in total. But I think he also mined a bit more because he had that. Yeah, he was on 4 bases for a pretty long time. So it's not that bad, right? And I mean, he's trying to outposition Cody, but he's going to make a fatal mistake right here. This mistake is going to end the game for him. I mean, he's already really far behind, right? But the problem is, Cody... I talked to Cody about this situation, and what Cody told me is, I saw that the Terran's 3rd base only had 16 energy. I knew I killed the planetary here, and I killed the orbital down here, so I estimated the Terran to have only 2 orbitals. Then he sees the amount of mules the Terran dropped, and figured that the Terran doesn't have any scans. Now here's the problem. The blue Terran, now watch this, this is like the last desperation attempt by the Terran. Right, he's going to stim his marines here.
Ready for dust off.
Right, this is from the Terran's point of view, Nathanias. And he knows Cody has tanks up there, right? And he tried. Now, if you watch this from both players' point of view, you can see what he tries to do. Cody unsieges his tanks, and he tries to poke into him here in a sec without actually seeing the tanks. Right? He tries to poke in there and get vision. Doesn't actually see the tanks, you see? Like, he just randomly moves up, in quotation marks, moves up there. And the problem is the Terran cannot scan. So even though he knows the tanks are here and has map hack and can actually see the tanks, the game engine tells him that he cannot see the tanks, so his tanks don't fire. Even though he's a map hacker, at the end he's still bound to the same Starcraft physics laws that we all are. And that is what ends up killing him here. Cody just moves in, gives him the finishing blow, and then the map hacker GG's and typed kind of roll. LOL. Insane, isn't it? This guy's playing on the European ladder, map hacking at will. Not getting banned. Cody told me I think he played him 3 times today. I mean, there aren't that many Terrans with 170 APM at like 5.8k MMR in Europe. I'm pretty sure there's only one. So, I don't know. It's insane that this guy's out there playing. Because you can tell like he's mechanically a lot weaker. But the power of Maphacker gives you that extra 1k MMR points or so. So thank you all for watching. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys soon.